Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this webinar organized by Docsity in partnership with Kent State University. Just bear with us for a couple of minutes until we give everyone the opportunity to join this webinar. My name is Lucia, and for me it's an honor to present this webinar today. In the meantime, we invite you to write on the chats to say hello and to tell us where you're connecting from. Tonight, we are expecting so many people from so many different countries, so we will love to know where you're watching us from and where you're hearing us from. As I said before, this is a free webinar organized by Docsity in partnership with Kent State University. Just bear with us for a couple of minutes. We ask you to be patient because we are expecting people from so many different countries with so many schedules going on at this moment. So let's give everyone or most of our audience a chance to join before we actually start. In the meantime, you will find right here below in the Zoom menu, the chat where you can write and tell us where you're connecting from. Hi, Usama from Morocco. Welcome. Thank you very much for being here with us today. And also you will find on the Zoom menu, the Q&A box. And during the webinar, we will ask you to go there to leave your questions and we will answer them all at the end of the presentation. So if you are already curious, if you already have questions on your mind, feel free to write them now. Or if something comes up when we start presenting. We also have Yasmin from Palestine. Thank you very much for joining. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Antonio is saying hi to everyone. Thank you very much for being here with us. So as I said before, my name is Lucia, and I'm honored to present on behalf of Docsity this free webinar organized in partnership with Kent State University, Make Kent Your Home Away from Home. Tonight we have a luxury panel with Michael Beam, who is the director of the School of Emerging Media and Technology at Kent State University. Also from Kent State, we have Ellie Stiles, who is an assistant director of international admissions. And we are here also with Dalip, who is a graduate student of computer science. And we have also Gabriel, an undergraduate student of entrepreneurship. They will tell us all about the program information, about admissions, life at the university, and talking about Dalip and Gabriel about their experience studying at Kent State University. So now, without further ado, I will leave the floor to our panel tonight. And we hope you enjoyed the presentation. The floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. So glad you could join us wherever you are in the world and whatever time zone you're on. So glad you could join us. So yes, I'm Ellie at Kent State University, and we're here in lovely Ohio. You can see our lovely, huge, lively campus behind me. We have our visitors, as Lucia mentioned. So I'm going to get started and just talk about Kent State, and then I can hand it over to Michael. So hang on a minute, please. So are you seeing my screens, Lucia?
Not yet.
Okay, hang on a minute. There we go. Okay.
Okay, now the screen is sharing. We can see the presentation. Okay, there you go. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, everybody. Technology is not my suit. That's where Michael comes in. So yes, again, welcome. Thank you for visiting us today and being with us. We appreciate your time. We know it's valuable. So this is exactly where we are in the United States. Gives you an idea of, in perspective of where we are in the U.S. We are surrounded by some great big cities. It's an hour flight to New York City. We have airports nearby us that you can get to campus easily, and lots of entertaining and cool things to do with it easily within an hour's drive of the university. This is our downtown area, which we are very, very connected to our downtown Kent. Our seasons are, all 4 seasons. Beautiful weather in all year round, especially, if you like winter sports, summer sports. We're very sports driven, very health conscious. We're about 15 minutes away from the national park. And so speaking of health, our gym, our phys ed area has 8 basketball courts, 2 swimming pools, kayaking, swimming, all that fun stuff, and including rock climbing. So again, we like to keep a healthy campus here. We do have 25 dorms, so 25 places to live on campus, 25 buildings. We have 11 dining halls, I think 2 or 3 Starbucks, not sure. So there's plenty of activity on campus. Anything you need is pretty much on campus. The bus runs 24 hours a day. There are many, many stores off campus, but it is a quintessential, as they say, an ideal a college town, if you will. So it's very safe community. The university is basically the town. So we're a very small community. And although we are close to large towns, that's why our campus is so safe. There's a wide variety of students here. As you can see, we have about 100 different countries represented and about 38 to 40,000 at this point, and about, let's say, maybe 2,200 international students at the moment. So very, very diverse campus. One of the top 100 national universities. Something we are very, very proud of is our R1 rating. R1 is the top research designation any university can have in the United States. There's only about 146 universities that have that designation. So research is a very big part of what we do here at Kent State. We have over 280 programs, all the way from bachelor's to certificates, all the way through the PhD level. You can double major, you can dual major, you can major minor. So for the same amount of money, you can take 12 hours a semester or 18 hours a semester. So you can get as much education in as you want. Again, we were voted the 25th safest campus in the United States, which is pretty good out of 4,000 schools. About 400 student organizations. So it's a great way to connect with friends, not only friends for college days, but also friends for networking in the future, right? People, you never know who you're going to meet and who you might want to call on later when you want to change careers or for any other option. We're also a Division I sports. So we do have scholarships for that also. We have small class sizes. We have required advising, which means you have to see an advisor every semester because we need you to stay on track and not get, we don't want your 4-year degree to turn into a 5-year degree, right? So you want to stay on track with your coursework. Very strong faculty, over 70% have the highest degree in their field. And again, research is huge for Kent State University with that R1 rating. Very, very difficult to get. So it's difficult to keep. And so we're very proud of still having that. Also, we're one of the top schools for patents in US and Canada for undergraduate and graduate work. So 14 libraries on campus, academic success centers. So whether you want to work on campus as a tutor or you need tutoring, we have that available to everyone, whether it's writing or, help in your computer science or your philosophy or your chemistry class. We're all here to help you. Career advising. So we offer internships. Obviously, that's very, very important. That's why you're here, to build up your resume, to earn that degree, and to actually put it to work, to put it into action. And so that employer is looking what kind of hands-on experience did you get, right? Which brings us to the job fairs. So you can find those internships through our job fairs that we have, I think, probably twice a semester. So many, many employers come and you can talk to, whoever you want, whatever table you want. It's a great opportunity to make connections. Is this a good fit for me? Is it a good fit for both the employer and you as a student? Also LaunchNet. If you've ever heard of Shark Tank, it's a wonderful place to start ideas, business ideas. They will give you any support you want, all the support you need. You can present a topic, and if you win in this competition, you can win up to $10,000 towards your business idea. And then you have all our staff, our faculty, and resources to help you build whatever that idea is. We do have an exceptional ESL program. If anyone out there is looking to start in our ESL program. Here are some employers that our international alumni, Kent State alumni, are employed with. Intel is building a facility, and so is Google here in Ohio, about an hour and a half away. This will be the first Intel facility in over 40 years. And they're putting, I don't know, maybe 10 or $12 billion into this. And then also Google is putting several billion into a new plant there also. So lots of opportunities for internships and jobs, and really some great experience for your resume building. Here at Kent State, we have 8 colleges. For different options, we have aeronautics and engineering. So we have aeronautical engineering, mechatronics engineering. We have architecture, interior design, arts. We're one of the top schools in fashion. We have public health. Sorry, I'm getting a little trigger happy here. Nursing. We have education. We were founded as an education school. Pretty much you name it, with almost 300 programs, we have it. And I know obviously cost is very, very important to those of you that are interested in scholarships. Kent State has probably, well, where we are is about 10% less than the rest of the country as far as cost of living. Our tuition and fees is about $40,000 a year. Now that's everything from your tuition to your housing, to your pencils, to your computers, you name it, that's the cost. And then we have these wonderful scholarships for undergraduate students, up to $17,000 a year for 4 years. Again, athletic scholarships for our Division I. You can work on campus. Both Gabrielle and Dilip work on campus and have for a while here in our office specifically. For graduates, we have assistantships, we have fellowships, and also on-campus work. So there's definitely ways to make money on campus, you know, in addition to your schooling and your fun activities, but obviously time management is huge. So thank you, everybody. That's just a little quick overview. We are the Kent State Flashes. So there's our little black squirrel that you will see on campus if you come to Kent State, our little unofficial mascot. But, you know, Lucia will have our contact information if anyone needs us. Obviously, you'll be filling it. You filled out the registration to come here. So I do appreciate your time. I know I did go fast through their presentation, but we'll have a great Q&A at the end for any specifics that you wanted me to discuss. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Michael Beam. I'm the director of the Interdisciplinary School of Emerging Media and Technology, and I will go through a quick presentation to just discuss our program a little bit with you. So our program in Emerging Media and Technology started here at Kent State a little over a decade ago. It was started by a computer science faculty member who saw that the technology industry was growing central to every type of organization and every type of profession. They have IT workers, and that many of those jobs required interdisciplinary skills. So they required technical skills, but also communication skills, design skills, and there were more technology roles becoming available that really needed to combine multiple disciplines. And he noticed that at Kent State, as Ellie said, we have these hundreds of great programs, but it was difficult for students to be able to sort of mix and match programs or coursework from programs, because most of our majors go very deep into that particular discipline. So our school was created as an interdisciplinary area to sort of build a flexible program that combines technology, communication design, and context specific expertise in your area of interest. And so in the last 12 years, we've graduated over 1,000 students. A little less than half of those have been international students. We are a STEM designated program. And in 2020, we actually changed our name. We were originally the School of Digital Sciences, and now we're named the School of Emerging Media and Technology. That name change was better aligned with where our students were working after graduation. I just want to talk a little bit about what it means to be interdisciplinary when I talk about interdisciplinary skills. Universities and employers are increasingly interested in employees that come in with an interdisciplinary skill set. And what you're seeing here on this slide is a report that LinkedIn publishes every year. This is their most recent one, where they go to the top employers in the world and they say, what skills are most important to you across your roles? And you'll see here, and maybe it's not a surprise, that skills like management, communication, project management, research, critical thinking and analysis skills, and teamwork, those are important across roles. Now, we can also ask, and this report goes into, what are the sort of technical skills that are most in demand right now in your organizations? And you'll see here that most of these skills, or many of these skills, are very technical in nature, in areas of software development. Programming languages like Python and JavaScript are here. Also data analysis skills, cloud computing. And so what our program is really built to do is combine these sort of different worlds of communication and project management, as well as technical skills. To just illustrate this a little further, here's an example of a web development team. And we could think of a lot of different types of technical teams, like teams that are building immersive storytelling experiences, or teams that are doing data analysis. But this team, this illustration, I think, gets at this point, that even though you have people on the team who are focused on user experience research and design, people who are focused on management, or people who are on the technical side of web development, that all of those team members would benefit from the understanding of the fundamentals of marketing, software and web development, management, data, social media design, those things that are going to sort of transcend and be important to all of their working together. And, I would also add in there communication, as most technical platforms are trying to communicate something, and having strong communication skills is important. So our program is designated by the U.S. Department of Education as a human-computer interaction program. That's an interdisciplinary program at the intersection of computer science, social science, and design, and really dealing with the way humans and technology interact. And when you look at our U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics at what jobs are available for people with expertise in human-computer interaction, you'll see here jobs that are well-paying and jobs that are predicted for growth. And I'll talk a little bit more in a minute about where our particular students have recently gone on to get work. So in our School of Emerging Media and Technology, we offer an undergraduate Bachelor of Science. We offer a Master's of Science degree, and we also have 3 minors in our College of Communication and Information that are related to emerging media and technology. We also have a PhD program in our College of Communication and Information. I'm going to really specifically talk for a minute here about our bachelor's and our master's programs, our undergraduate and our graduate program. Both of these programs have a strong foundation in human-computer interaction theories and skills, technical skills in coding. We teach JavaScript and Python in our sort of technology stack. We also really focus on project management and IT and technical project management. One thing, especially at the graduate level, that's unique about our Masters of Science program compared to some of the other also very good STEM technical programs here at Kent State, is that our program, because it's multidisciplinary, does not require a technical undergraduate background to come in. Rather, we think that if somebody's coming with a non-technical background with their bachelor's, that our master's degree can add on top of their context or disciplinary specific skills a technical tool set. So what we're doing here is we're preparing technologists to work in different contexts. And again, I'll elaborate on that some more in a moment. Our master's degree, our Master's of Science, can be completed in 1 calendar year or 2 academic years. And our undergraduate degree is a 4-year, 120 credit hour degree. Both of our master's and bachelor's programs, they're both designated as STEM programs by the U.S. federal government, which means those degrees qualify for a 24-month STEM extension for optional practical training for international students, which means that students who graduate from these programs can stay and work in the U.S. without visa sponsorship from their employer for up to 3 years. So I'm going to first quickly talk about our master's program and then a little bit about our bachelor's program. So this is our graduate program. The core of our program includes foundations class rooted in theories of human-computer interaction and interdisciplinary thinking. We teach in that class, how do you identify the skills that you need to do what you want to do that you don't have? Where are your gaps? And then where at Kent State can you go out of our school into the many other disciplines offered in computer engineering, computer information systems, computer science, social science to go get those skills? We have a creative coding foundations class that teaches programming fundamentals for web programming and JavaScript. We have interactive data that builds on those programming skills and teaches methodologies in object-oriented programming, in Python, data analysis, and data visualization. And then our project management course teaches student skills for working together on interdisciplinary and agile teams for research and practice. So we have 5 specialization areas in our program. If I had more time, I'd sort of go through each of these in a little more detail. But you can see here that students can specialize in data analytics and coding, in social science computational research, in applied communication information and strategy. And for that one, think about campaigns, a public health campaign to get people to go to their doctor or to do healthy behaviors, or a political campaign to get people out to vote on a particular issue. That in these communication information and strategy campaign these days, they need people with strong data analysis skills to be able to gather digital trace data, to be able to make good decisions on how to craft messages. Applied creative technology is a specialization. Many of our students in that specialization are really focused on front-end web design and development. In training and development technology, think building the platforms for corporate training or for educational online training. So students will pick one of these 5 specializations in our master's program and then work individually with a faculty member in our program to build a personalized set of electives from other schools that offer classes in these areas of expertise. And then after students have completed that coursework, they'll come back and either do a professional capstone project or a research-oriented thesis. And that thesis really prepares students to go on to be researchers or go on to a PhD program, where the capstone is more for students who are interested in going out and getting a job after their master's. So our undergraduate degree is built on the same fundamentals, but the coursework's a little more expansive because an undergraduate degree is a 4-year program. The undergraduate program at Kent State, regardless of your major, is 120 credit hours. You can see here the required courses in our undergraduate program in emerging media and technology is 31 hours. So that's only about 1/4 of the full 120 credit hours. We do that because we want to provide the fundamental skills in technology, communication, and design, but we want to provide flexibility for students to go get interdisciplinary expertise in the areas they care about to build on top of those foundational skills. So again, I won't go through each of these classes, but we teach students how to use the Adobe Creative Suite to do web design, to use content management systems, to do user prototyping and researching, to work in agile project management teams. And our interdisciplinary projects class, which is our capstone undergraduate course, brings students together in teams, and then we partner with an external organization like a city or a nonprofit organization to actually execute a real-world project. And I'll show a couple examples of those in just a minute. At the undergraduate level, the way we do interdisciplinarity is we ask our students to choose a minor, and we offer I think over 50 minors here at Kent State. This is just a small list of them. But these minors are typically a group of 4 or 5 classes that give you expertise in a particular area, like a mini major. And so you can imagine a student who has the skill set that's in our foundation in technology, design, and communication, who minors in something like health technology and informatics, is going to have a different career path in front of them compared with a student who minors in game design or who minors in data analytics. And like I said, we offer 3 minors in our program. So students who are majoring outside of EMAT in different programs, they can still take minors to add on to their majors, or they can choose these minors to augment their EMAT degree. And our 3 minors in our college are web design and development, broadcast engineering technology, and user experience design. And I can talk in more detail in the Q&A about those if you're interested. So just quickly to wrap up, a couple examples of student work. So we have a local city nearby named Hudson, it's just to our northwest, and they have a public access TV station. And their TV station typically had gone out on cable TV. More and more people are not using cable TV these days to access video content. They're using their phones or tablets. And while this station, this city, they had a lot of content, they didn't have a way to get it that was mobile friendly. So they worked with our students, and our students built what you're seeing here. They built this web interface that looks not too different from Netflix or whatever video content that you use. They plugged into some technical APIs from the companies that this TV station was using to store their videos, and they built this. And so what you're seeing here is this is dynamically created. So as the TV station uploads new videos, they get added to this website. Our students needed design skills to build this usable interface. They needed technical skills to be able to program and make all of these pieces of technology work. And they also needed media skills to understand sort of the media industry and to communicate back and forth with the client. So we're very proud of this. The city of Hudson has been using this. They awarded our students with a proclamation of acknowledgement when they completed this work. And this is just one of dozens and dozens of projects that our students have completed. One other, and the last thing I'll talk about for our student projects, we also have our students, they've worked on a project in building an augmented reality experience for children's literature. So in our library here at Kent State, we have a children's literature collection, and our students partnered with the author of a children's book that they were inspired by, that they found in our collection. And they created this experience in our Design Innovation Hub, which Ellie mentioned. It's this building that's a giant makerspace. It's got wood cutting labs, it's got culinary labs, it's got 3D printers. And one of the rooms that you're seeing here on this slide is called the Blank Lab. It's a 360-degree projection lab. So you can you can turn the walls into whatever you want it to be. And so our students crafted this immersive experience. Imagine being a 4-year-old who doesn't know how to read, but you're handed a tablet and you walk through this experience. And as you move through the experience, the story comes alive on the tablet and gets read to you. And that's what our students built. It's, again, I'm super proud of the work that they've done. Again, you can see here, storytelling, design, technical skills, all of those are needed to execute a project like this. In our undergraduate program, we require our students to take internships. At the graduate level, we again recommend strongly that most of our students take internships. You see on this slide a list of employers that just in the last 2 years our students have worked at. And many of these companies are large Northeast Ohio and in fact global companies that are employing a lot of people in our region. They're in manufacturing, they're in insurance. Sherwin-Williams is a paint company. They're in healthcare, but all of these organizations need to tell their stories using technology, and that's where our students end up getting roles. So that's all I was going to say about our program in emerging media and technology. Thank you for listening, and I'm happy to answer any questions about our program. And because our program is interdisciplinary, I work very closely with directors of many of the other disciplinary programs in areas like computer engineering, computer science, computer information systems, sociology, where they do computational social science. There's lots of opportunity, and that is all I will say. I'll hand it over to the next speakers.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gabriel Arcego. I'm an international student at Kent State. I am from Brazil, Curitiba, a city in the south of Brazil. I'm an entrepreneurship major at Kent State. I'm also a minor in drawing. They're not very related, but I work at the Office of Global Education, as Ellie said, and what brought me to Kent State was a program called American Academy, which is basically a partnership between Kent State and PUC-EPR, which is a university in the south of Brazil. And basically, I studied in Brazil for 2 years. And then I had the option to either stay there and finish my major there or come to the US and finish my major here. What interested me the most about the entrepreneurship program at Kent State was the fact that to graduate, I need to open my own business here in the US. And I think that's hands-on experience that's really awesome if you're interested in entrepreneurship. Ellie talked about a bunch of opportunities, Michael as well, for students here at Kent State. One of the opportunities Ellie mentioned was the LaunchNet partnership with the business department. They have this idea pitch competition. Basically, any student can participate. They don't need to be business majors to participate. Last year, I had the opportunity to go all the way to the finals, which was a great opportunity. This year, we had an international student who also works in our office win the competition, which is really awesome. Well, that's basically it. Also, another thing that brought me to Kent State was the system of education. It's quite different from Brazil's system of education. The university in Brazil, basically, once you get in, you're, let's say, stuck with that major. You don't really have this flexibility. Here in the US, specifically in Kent State, you're allowed to change your major when it's undergraduate. I'm not sure about a master's program, a graduate program, but for undergraduate, you're allowed to change your major, experiment with different minors. So it's pretty flexible, and you can adapt to basically what you want. So that's what I like the most about Kent State. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Dilip and I'm an international student here at Kent State. I'm originally from India, if you haven't guessed already. First of all, I would like to thank Ellie for giving me this opportunity to share my experience here in Kent State, and also all the other presenters who are here to talk about Kent State. Thanks for inviting me. Well, I'm currently pursuing my master's in computer science at Kent State. I'm left with one more semester here. My experience at Kent State has been pretty good so far. To start with, I would say Kent State offers one of the best course curriculum. So regarding computer science, we'll be having like 3 concentrations. So whether it be at data science, software engineering, or cybersecurity, you need to take at least one subject to complete your master's, which helps because this is beneficial because you can apply in any of these 3 fields for a job after completion of your master's. And also in Kent State, we have well-experienced professors who are also very friendly with us. I mean, you can, which makes it easy to discuss any doubts with them. And also another aspect I would like about Kent State is you can do an on-campus job here. Currently, I'm working part-time for the admissions department. Well, I like working on campus because it helps to manage our living expenses, which is quite cool. And moving on to the infrastructure, we have a giant library. I love library. Currently, I'm in the library right now. So, I mean, it's the tallest building in our Portage County. The coolest thing is, as Ellie said, we do have Starbucks in our library. And also we have rec center, which is recreation and wellness center. I mean, it has a well-equipped gym. And if you are someone who wants to play basketball, we have basketball court. If you are someone who wants to play badminton, we have badminton court and everything, even the swimming pool as well. I mean, overall, it's been a wonderful experience for me here in Kent State, and I hope, I mean, you guys are the future coming students. So yeah, I hope you'll also have a wonderful experience here as well. Yep, thank you.
Thank you very much to our panel for your presentation. So we can move forward with the Q&A session. Now, we already have quite a few questions, but to our participants, you're still on time to fill them in. We have still quite a few minutes. The Q&A session is just starting, so rest assured you are still on time. So here we have the first question from Michael. It says, as an international student, is it guaranteed to have a teaching or research assistantship to fund a tuition? Because it will be very hard to fund my studies myself. Actually, we have just a couple of questions about scholarships and support for students.
Well, maybe I'll take a first stab at this one.
Sure.
And I'll say that it depends on the program that you're entering. When we're talking about graduate programs, it's a mix in different programs, whether they're self-pay or whether they have graduate assistantships. Some programs that have graduate assistantships, they fully fund all their students. Some programs, they have a select number of competitive assistantships. So our program in emerging media and technology, we're a self-pay program. So students who come into our program, they're paying for that 1-year degree program. Our thinking is, we put all, as Ellie put up earlier, the costs of the program, we make those transparent, and we make the sort of career outcomes transparent, and then a student can choose whether that investment in their education is going to lead, in their view, to the types of employment that will make up for it, which we think it will. So it really depends on the program. And I would say at the PhD level at our university, the vast majority of PhD programs are fully funded with graduate assistantships. So it really depends. And we have a lot of scholarships. And Ellie talked about scholarships available at the undergraduate level, which are very plentiful. And then at the master's level, there are also very many scholarship opportunities. We have an Office of Financial Aid that can help students connect to scholarship opportunities, both internal and external. And Ellie, I don't know if you want to add anything to answer that question.
Yeah, I know it depends on each department's budget, how many graduate assistantships they can offer. We understand finances are often a huge part of this. It is not a cheap venture to be educated in the United States, and we all understand that. But that's why we do offer a very large scholarship for undergraduates. But yeah, as far as assistantships for the graduate program, those are definitely less plentiful. But it is nice that it's a year. So you are they basically getting a master's degree for 1 year with a bachelor's? That's awesome. I mean, cuts the cost in half right
for
there.
our program. And I think there are several programs at Kent State like this.
Yeah.
If you come in fall intake, you take fall, spring, and you finish up your courses in summer. So then before the next fall, you now have your 30 credit hours for the master's degree, and you're off.
Okay.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much, Michael and Ellie. I would like to take advantage of the great opportunity of having two students here with us in the panel. And since we have an international audience today that maybe are going to decide to study in Kent State University, I would like to ask you to talk about the pros and cons of studying as an international student in Kent State University. Maybe, okay.
Well, yeah, I can start. So the pros of studying in Kent State. Well, I think I was mesmerized by the structure of the university once I got here. It's a beautiful university, and all of the buildings are amazing, in my opinion. I think that we have a very good. We have very good professors here. The education level is amazing. That's why I came here from Brazil. Well, the cons, I don't know. Maybe adjusting to the culture. I don't see as I said, I love Kent State. I don't have many problems with that. Well,
Don't be
transportation is
scared. I'm pretty
amazing.
sure Michael and Ellie will not get offended.
No, and I understand, but I feel like transportation is amazing. I live downtown Kent, and I have um a central gateway right in front of my building here, so it's pretty easy to go around the university. Maybe if people are not used to cold weather, that's a a downside. I come from Brazil, so we don't have really low temperatures, so
So
that's
how
something.
cold does it get in winter time?
In Brazil or here
No, in Kent State University, in the Kent
in
State
Kent State?
campus.
Well, the lowest was, so they measure it here in Fahrenheit. I think the lowest I've seen was like -10 Fahrenheit, minus
Okay,
5 Fahrenheit,
that's fairly
something like that.
cold.
Yeah, for in Celsius, I think it's like -22 or something
Okay,
like that.
that's even cooler. Okay.
Yeah, that's very low. So yeah, I would say that's probably one of the downsides if you don't like the cold weather very much.
I see. Thank you very much, Gabriele.
Thank you.
And Dilip, is there anything you would like to add?
Yes, so when I came here as an international student, I was, became a little bit nervous, and who's gonna be friends with me and all that. But now those strangers became my best friends, and it's been like the professors are also very well experienced. You can discuss, any doubts with them. Uh, I don't think there are any cons, but I would say the weather as well. In India, as I'm from India, the weather in India is, very hot and warm. But whereas here in Kent State, I'm getting used to this. It's quite cold over here.
I see.
Yep.
I see. Thank you. Thank you very
If-
much, Dilip. So,
If I may add something, I'm sorry.
sure, go ahead.
Yeah. So one of the things that I like a lot about Kent State was, well, there's a lot of international students here. And you can make, like, there's a very there's a nice community of international students here, and everyone is very welcoming about that.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. We have such a big Kent State fan here. So this shows how well the international students feel studying there. So also I wanted to, maybe this question is for Ellie, maybe Michael can add something. We have a couple of questions about the admission process. If we could review the admission process for international students.
Absolutely. So for undergraduate, it's very simple. It's the application fee, it's your transcripts, and your proof of English if you come from a country whose first language is not English. Simple. The admission decision you would get within 2 weeks once we have all your documentation. For the graduate, obviously more complicated. The application fee, they need a goal statement, they need letters of recommendation, transcripts, sometimes the GRE, proof of English. So, and then what happens is for the undergraduate, we make the decisions here in our office. For the graduate, once all the documentation that's required is received, we send it off to the various colleges, and the colleges make the decision on whether or not they want to admit, specific graduate students. So it's a little, probably maybe 3 to 4 weeks for graduate, depending on the department.
Thank you.
I might just add to that process.
Sure.
At the graduate level, Ellie mentioned goal statement. And for our school in emerging media and technology, we put a lot of stock in that goal statement. That goal statement really clearly articulates what your background is, why you're interested in this program in Kent State, and what you're hoping to do, because we want to admit students into our program that we know that we're going to be able to help them meet their goals and that they're going to be able to succeed. And so for us at the graduate level, a generic goal statement that doesn't really show that the fit or the trajectory they want to go on is going to make it much more difficult for us to admit a student compared with a goal statement that just really says who you are and why you want to go to graduate school.
Of course. Thank you very much, Michael. And Ellie, we also have a question regarding the companies network. I know, Ellie, especially during your presentation, you talked about some partnerships with some big companies. So if you could tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, we do have relationships with a lot of companies around here for the students to work. The new companies that are just coming in, not yet, for Intel and Google, but they are already, as far as I know, reaching out to universities, just preparing students like for maybe even the EMAT program that Michael's talking about. Because if you need, thousands and thousands of employees, they're going to be coming to Ohio because our cost of living is very reasonable compared to the rest of the United States, but lots and lots of job opportunities there. I mean, lots of opportunities with Google and Intel. I think those are really, high-end names that students would want to be associated with. Yeah, whether it's internships or jobs after. Totally. Yep.
Of course, that's a good thing to have in your curriculum, of course, in your resume. So, Michael, do you wanted to add something?
I do, yeah. And just to add on to what Ellie said, that Kent State is, we actually received a large grant from Intel to build a facility it's a chip fabrication plant that they're building just north of Columbus. And they actually funded Kent State to build a clean room, they call it. So students who are interested in working in that can actually have an environment that'll be like Intel. So that's a close partnership with them. I would say, we have an Office of Career Exploration and Development who is really well connected to not just the companies like Intel and Google that are moving here, but Amazon has a large presence here. And in my presentation, I put some slides for companies that aren't necessarily those tech sort of big tech companies, but rather large manufacturing companies. Sherwin-Williams is one that the university has a partnership with, and we're actually working with them to build additional bridges between our university and their organization. And they have offices all over the world. So if you get a job at a place like Sherwin-Williams, you can start working here in Cleveland and then potentially transfer to an office at a different place in the US or around the world. And I would say just from our students in EMAT who have gone to work at Sherwin-Williams, they have a 1-year rotational IT internship. So students who get that internship, and we've had students in that internship every year that I've been here as director, they'll actually rotate around different IT teams at Sherwin-Williams. And then at the end of the year, universally, all of them have been offered jobs in sort of the team that they were best performing and fit best with the culture. And I think that's a really cool program, just to sort of illustrate the types of partnerships we have. The placements aren't sort of automatic. You don't come to Kent State and then you automatically have a job at an organization. But we do have a really good support structure. Ellie mentioned that there are 2 job fairs every semester. We also have weekly on Wednesdays, 4 or 5 of these large employers who come over to the Design Innovation Hub during lunch. And so every week there are employer tables you can stop by and talk about the different roles that they have available. So, and we advertise all those things to students. In our program, we also have a internship coordinator who's a faculty member who worked in IT for over 20 years, and he has lots of connections with the field. So we try to offer a lot of on-ramps and possibilities. Those students need to be proactive in making the connections and reaching out to those, like the career advisors at the Office of Career Exploration.
Of course. Thank you very much, Michael. Just a reminder to our participants that we still have a couple of minutes of Q&A session, so you're still on time to put in your questions if you want to. So going back to the previous question about the application process, we have a student asking where to find the application form.
Yeah, if you just go to kent.edu, there's a top button on the right and it says apply. It's a pretty simple process. It's as I said, it's simpler for undergraduates than they want your, where to go to high school, your address, nothing that they wouldn't already know.
Thank you very much, Ellie. And okay, we have a question from a student from Brazil, such as Gabriel. Hi, I'm from Brazil and I'm finishing my veterinary medicine degree. I'd like to know if you offer postgraduate programs for veterinary medicine.
We do not, unfortunately. I wish we did because that seems to be, something a lot of students want, but unfortunately we do not.
Okay, thank you very much, Ellie. So we also have specific questions about some courses about human resources and School of Law.
We do not have we have a human resource. Yeah, that's definitely a focus within business, I believe. The law, we do not have a School of Law, but we have a 2+, or it's a 3+1. It's so you do 3 years here at Kent State, and then you do, I'm sorry, 3+2, 3 years here at Kent State and 2 years at our local law school in Akron. And then you can get your it's a combination, kind of a partnership we do have with a law school that kind of shortens the time of your law school to get your bachelor's degree.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Ellie. And then we have another question, student which is who's pursuing a bachelor in computer science in Hungary. Because in Europe, the bachelor degree is 3 years. The question says, am I eligible to apply for a master's in computer science with a 3-year undergrad degree?
Yes, most 3-year degrees from Europe are accepted as 4-year degrees, yes.
Okay, so for whoever was asking about the link to apply, Gabriel kindly passed it to me already done, so I just copied it on the chat box. You can go there and click to start your application, or you can copy to start the process later. So okay, here another question says, must my application include the GRE scores? Am I eligible according to all the requirements? But I did not have the GRE test. Sorry, Ellie, your microphone is turned off.
Oh, so some programs require the GRE, some do not. If they require it, then you definitely need to have it. Occasionally they will waive it, but it's very, very, very rare they do. Some of the programs have removed the GRE requirement since COVID, but those that do say that they require it still require it.
Thank you very much, Ellie, for that. And then another question says, I am a medical student. Can I transfer from my university to Kent State University for medical studying? Is that a program available at Kent State University? Sorry, Ellie, your microphone is turned off again.
Sorry, we do not have a medical program, medical degree. We do have, certainly many focuses within like biology, public health, chemistry, that type of thing. It is extremely, extremely difficult for international students to get into medical school in the United States. So that's something your audience is going to want to know. It's very, very difficult.
Thank you very much, Ellie. I see Michael has shared with me a link to the Kent State catalog. Okay, here it says, okay, the catalog page linked has a list of all programs offered at Kent State University and admission requirements for each of those programs available. For example, the IELTS requirements and GRE. I'm copying all that for everyone to have it in mind on the chat box. Also, we have a student asking to connect with Dilip on LinkedIn. I think, Dilip, you want to answer that privately. Feel free to do so.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to send the link. Yeah, sure.
Okay, you can send your LinkedIn contact. Okay, so we have just the last minutes for this Q&A session. If anyone wants to add any questions. So in the meantime, I wanted to ask our participants to say if you had to find one major reason to encourage our audience to go and apply for Kent State University, which one you think would that be? just if you had to encourage our participants to apply for Kent State University, what would you say to them?
Is that question for me? Yeah.
Actually for all of you. So you can
Bro.
start if you want.
Well, I can start then. Well, I can say that this opportunity for me is life-changing. Many things changed in my life since I came here. Well, I think the level of education here is definitely really, really good. The opportunities I'm seeing here, the opportunities I see in the country, and also I know that if once I graduate from Kent State, my curriculum, my resume is going to look really good. So I think those are, I would say, the best things if you want to come to Kent State, and I encourage everyone to.
Thank you, Gabriel. We have some questions about the admission requirements, about a student who is doing a master's degree in the UK, and another student who is asking about IELTS, if it is compulsory for admissions. I think they will find all that information in the link that Michael shared with us. You can find all the requirements for the different programs that you would like to apply to.
I would just note that most of our programs, including ours for IELTS, and I think I mixed up the E and the L there, so sorry for that. But that most of we have multiple tests, so you can take a Duolingo test or an IELTS test. But they sort of all have the same level of English proficiency, but we don't only accept the IELTS for language proficiency for most programs at Kent State. But as you said, you can go to the catalog. And maybe to answer your question earlier that you asked, I think we have, I've worked at a few higher education institutions, and I think Gabriel and Dilip mentioned this, like our faculty, more than anywhere I've ever been, really put student success as the top priority and really care about students. And if you're thinking about applying, I would say go to the catalog, and in each of those programs, there's a link to the program coordinator. You can reach out to a faculty member, and I'm sure they will write you back and help you understand if the program is a good fit for you. So I just think one of the reasons to come here, we're a large, research-focused, high-quality university with a faculty who are just outstanding and put students first.
Thank you very much, Michael, for your speech. Dilip, what would you say to our audience to encourage them to enroll to Kent State University?
Well, after completion of my undergraduation, I thought of doing a job in my home country, but when I got admit from Kent State, I thought I want to gain advanced knowledge in the field that I've been so far. So that's why I choose Kent State, and it changes me everything. Now I got advanced knowledge here. And also, the practical labs in Kent State. I got a lot of practical knowledge here. Overall, and I'm ready to apply for higher positions now after all this knowledge from Kent State. And, I hope you also come to Kent State and, experience this.
Thank you very much, Dilip. Ellie, a final message to encourage our participants to apply for Kent State University.
Yes, as my wonderful colleagues here and students, I appreciate their praising Kent State. I've been here for 15 years. My children went here. I got my master's degree here. I wouldn't have done that otherwise. It's a great environment, very healthy, very encouraging, very supportive, very diverse. So I know sometimes parents are leery about sending their kids abroad, but Kent State is very welcoming and lots of resources here. Sometimes it can be a difficult transition, and we understand that, and we have all the resources for that. But just the activity, the fun, we understand academics are first, of course, but just the camaraderie and the connections that people don't feel that, they don't think about, especially as being young people. Maybe you're not thinking about who you might connect with as a roommate or somebody in your biology class or something, that you may call on that person 10, 20, 30 years from now, looking for work, or you're changing careers or whatever, you never know what kind of friends you can make. And so with the beautiful campus and the wonderful academics and folks here, very accepting, I think it's a great place for anybody who wants to come.
Thank you very much, Ellie. I'm putting right now on the chat box the instructions to obtain the certificate of attendance for this webinar. The certificate issued by Docsity is a link to fill out a brief survey, and after completing it, you will receive the certificate directly in your inbox. So I want to thank you all for being here today, especially to the ones who stayed until the end. And I would like to thank our wonderful panel today. Thank you very much, Michael, Ellie, Gabriel, and Lee for your wonderful presentation and testimonial. My name is Lucia from Docsity. It was a pleasure for me